Hi, it's Julie Mockford with another card. Today we're doing the Cupcake Banner birthday card, and this is my submission for the online card classes summer camp. Now, I'm using a score pal to score my paper at 5.5 inches on a long half of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And this way I can have it fold at the top instead of and be still a vertical card instead of folding it at the top and it being landscape. So I'm adding my banner cutout that I made on my Silhouette Cameo using the paper from Studio Calico called from the Broad set, and this was from my 6x6 paper pack. I'm adding some extra adhesive here on the points of the banner because when I took it off of the Silhouette cutting mat, the paper wanted to curl. So by adding and making sure that the adhesive covers, especially at the points, then I feel confident it'll stay on the card so that the recipient will have a nice looking card. And there I'm just testing to see if it will stand up on its own. Now I've got some stamps from Hero Arts. These are cupcake stamps from a couple of years ago, and I'm stamping them in VersaFine black onyx ink. And this ink is good to use when you're wanting to use watercolor, and that's what I'm choosing to do today. I'm using my Letraset aqua markers, and I'm coloring on my craft sheet and adding just a little water with a brush so that I can paint the color on. I'm just going to go over the lines of the cupcake, and I'm not coloring it in solid. So you'll still see the white, but you'll also have the blue coloring. I like this effect. It's soft, especially by adding the water. It gives it a soft look. So there's the finished card again. So I'm looking for a sentiment, and I've got several here to choose from on this set, but I'm using the Seize the Cupcake. I just think that that's really funny. I'm giving this card to my sister, and she and I love cupcakes. So it's kind of a funny little thing between us. So Seize the Cupcake. And I'm looking for an ink other than black to stamp my sentiment, and I come across these inks in my Distress ink box, and this one I'm going to use is Picked Raspberry. And so the Picked Raspberry ends up being a pink that matches better to the pink in the background paper, but now it doesn't match the icing because I used one of my markers to color for the icing. So I just took that Picked Raspberry ink and stamped it onto my craft sheet, added a little water, and using a brush, doing the same thing, I'm going to add the color to the icing. Now, way back when I was little, when you would go to the bakery and you'd find cupcakes, and I don't know if they do this at the bakery so much now, but the icing would be white icing, but there would be just a little color on the edges of the icing decoration. So maybe that dates me, I don't know, but that's what this cupcake reminds me of. So I didn't color in the icing. I've only colored on the lines of the icing, and that's what it reminds me of. And I can remember going to the grocery store with my mom and my sister, walking by the bakery and us oohing and awing over those cupcakes. So just a little walk down memory lane. So I needed to put the icing back on this cupcake, and instead of cutting a whole new cupcake, what I did is I just trimmed off part of the icing from the original cupcake, and that left me a base to glue the new icing color on. So only you and I will know, and my sister won't. Well, she might if she watches this video, but so now it looks just like it did before, now with the pinks actually matching. So now I'm going to add some foam tape adhesive to the back of these items just to pop them up off the card. and give it a little bit of dimension. Now I'm also adding a stamp from, I believe that's Rubber Soul, and it says, "Have a delicious birthday." And I stamped it in the same picked raspberry from Ranger. And I'm also adding a little cupcake. It's also by Hero Arts, and it looks almost the same as the large cupcake, just a fraction of the size. So I went back and found my tumbled glass ink, and I'm adding the cupcakes to the sides of the sentiment in that same blue, so it's just kind of a muted color, almost a watermark. So that's the inside of the card. And last but not least, I'm adding a few gemstones to give it some bling and give it a party feel. I hope she likes this card. It looks like confetti dangling down in the background behind that cupcake with that paper. I think it turned out really well. There's the finished card. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.